Hey guys, I'm MIgardener, and it's also Labor Day weekend, so hopefully you guys are having a safe and happy Labor Day weekend. I'm here at the cottage. We're harvesting tomatoes today, but if you guys look, it looks like it's October or November because there are no plants that actually have green foliage. But if you look at all the tomatoes, we're going to get so many tomatoes. We let them ripen, we stopped watering, and the key is that we stopped watering. Because when you stop watering, you get plants that stress themselves out, and then they stress themselves into ripening their fruit. So we have all of our aromas that are just loaded down. We're probably going to get at least 2 bushels worth of aromas, and then we have, tons of other tomatoes. So we're definitely going to get harvesting, and we're going to get some stuff. We're definitely going to get some stuff, and we're going to show you what we get. We have some peppers also, and I'm not sure about the corn. Maybe some zucchini, maybe some beans, I don't know. It's pretty crazy right now. The weeds are up to as tall as my knees, so it's definitely really overgrown. I don't know how it got this overgrown, but it did, and sometimes that's just the way it goes. It's not going to be this neglected next year because I got a plan next year. It's going to be way better, and we're also going to bring in a lot more manure and a lot of stuff, so the weeds are not going to happen. So alright, well, we're going to get harvesting, and I will talk to you guys. So I thought I'd do just a quick lesson here. Both of these, I have a couple in this hand and one in this hand, but my Jersey Devils I'm saving for seed only. So I basically don't care if they're eaten. Slugs get in when all the plants are dead. They get in and just kind of annihilate these tomatoes. Completely impossible to sell, impossible to eat, but also very disgusting to hold, but still great for seed. So when you have a Jersey Devil like this is a Jersey Devil, and a Jersey Devil like this, what you want to do is look at the type of tomato here. This is going to be the tomato that I save seed from. This is going to be one of my sellable ones. The reason why I'm going to save seeds from this one versus this one is that this one has the full shape. It's fully ripened. It's really red. It's extremely soft, almost rotten, and it's got the traditional Jersey Devil point on it. I save seed from tomatoes that show the full characteristics if they're an heirloom, because sometimes you get a cross-pollination if you buy from a seed supplier. They make mistakes too, and sometimes you get a little cross. This does not have the point on it. It's not full size. This is a beautiful full-size Jersey Devil tomato. So sometimes, even if this wasn't all crazy and eaten up, if it was a beautiful tomato, I would still sacrifice this tomato to save seeds from, because it's a trade-off for this year, but it's going to be, it's going to be a huge benefit to you next year, because you're going to have a ton of great seed that's going to produce great variety for you instead of possibly getting some cross. So I know this one is going to be true to its variety as long as there wasn't a cross. So again, that might happen, but I'm going to plant probably 100 Jersey Devil plants, because these are my go-to paste tomato for sauces and salsas and all that kind of stuff. So that's that. That's a little seed saving tip for you. And then here I wanted to show you guys this tomato before we harvested it. This is just an absolutely gorgeous tomato. It's a beefsteak, but it's just starting to blush. And I wanted to pick it though because we're picking all of our tomatoes, even if they're blushing. And blushing just means kind of just turning. It's still green, but it's turning definitely. So I'm going to pick that. And that right there is a huge tomato. And this bucket has all of our machos in it. This is probably 1.5 pounds. This is probably about 1.5 pounds. Huge tomatoes, absolutely huge. That's about 1.5 pounds. We just got some huge honking big tomatoes in there. So this bucket is all for our big premium tomatoes. These aren't going to be for sale. We're going to enjoy these, slice them up, and maybe we'll do a taste test for you later today. So stay tuned for that. I think we'll probably have time to do that. So yeah, we'll do that. So look for it. We'll do it. I just thought I'd highlight this really quick. We're harvesting some beans, and look at all those beans. That's just like, you can pretty much just grab just a whole handful and just pick all these. And that right there is a nice harvest. And there's not many beans on these other plants, but we occasionally get into a few spots like that where they just are super heavy. So we're just picking the last of the beans, and some are still flowering, but I'm sure we're not going to get many more beans. This garden's pretty much done for the year, which is fine. Corn is done. We're letting the cobs dry, and we'll probably just save them for Halloween or something, Thanksgiving maybe, I don't know. But we'll dry them, and I know they'll at least get some use, so they're pretty cool. Yeah, so like I said, beans are pretty much done. We're going to harvest those. We'll harvest the peppers. We'll show you what we got on the tomatoes. The tomatoes are done. There's a few tomatoes left on the vine, but pretty much everything is gone. So, you know, not much left as far as that kind of stuff. Potatoes we obviously harvested. We got so many potatoes. We got, I think, like 4 or 5 bushels of potatoes. I think it was about close to 200 pounds of potatoes. So very, very nice potato harvest. And then we'll harvest some zucchini if there are any. And like I said, peppers, and then we'll be done. So we'll show you guys what we got. And of course, we're going to do the peppers. So I thought I'd show you guys the peppers here. We got this beautiful red hot chili pepper here, and they're doing their little thing where they stand up on end. And you got some more right there. And they're just the most perfect shade of red you'd ever see. So we're going to pick them, get them all harvested. I think we're going to have quite a big harvest.
So this is what we got. This is the whole garden's worth, all harvested up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5.5 bushels of tomatoes. We got some mammoth ones, some huge ones. I mean, big, huge tomatoes. I mean, these are big old tomatoes. Definitely 1.5 pounds each. We'll weigh some of those up maybe. We are going to do a tomato test, so do stay tuned for that. We got lots of beans. We got some reject corn from the corn that was left. I will say it was amazing though. We had about, I think, maybe a dozen or a baker's dozen of corn, good ears of corn. And then we got these 2 smaller ones we'll kind of cut up in half because they're kind of just all miscellaneous kernels, nothing really too neat. And we did get some beans here. Got a nice half a bowl of beans. We got onions here, but the onions are not very big, but we got a few onions. Definitely not what I was expecting. The onions were a pretty big disappointment this year because the weeds just overtook them and they disappeared, I guess, because we were looking for them, but we didn't even find small onions. So the onions that we planted, I guess, just kind of disappeared, which is okay, I guess. Next year, live and learn, and we won't do that again, or we will modify our methods for planting and maybe hopefully have less weeds as well. Also, what we got here is we got lots of cucumbers, zucchini, and peppers. There's the peppers, and so we got some chili peppers and some banana peppers and whatnot, and then we got some beautiful zucchini, great zucchini, and then we got some cucumbers we might make some pickles with or something. Not totally sure yet. So this is what we got. I'm really happy so far with the harvest. It can only get a little bit better. Like I said, we have some tomatoes that we left on the vine that were kind of just green or whatever. If they ripen, awesome. If not, it's no big deal because we've gotten probably, I think, total at least 12 to 13 bushels of tomatoes. So it's not been a bad harvest this year. It's probably comparable to last year, only the size was a little bit smaller, and we got a lot more, like I said, a lot more small tomatoes than big tomatoes, and they all came at once versus spread out through the entire year. So, you know, pros and cons of both seasons. I think it was a good year. I think there's a lot to improve on. So stay tuned for next episode, which is going to be the tomato tasting. I think you guys are going to like it. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys learned something new. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.